let us know all your questions. So now we are all we are live in all our platforms: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, now Instagram. Elisa is now with us. Thank you so much for all the people who are joining. Truly appreciate it. And please do not hesitate to send us your questions, because literally we understand that this process can be a little bit intimidating, especially because there is um, so much information out there right now, and everything is changing by the minute. It's like, should I do it, should I not, what is the pros, what are the cons, and we are here to make sure that all your questions are answered. So let us know what's your question.
Yes. So first of all, it's early in the month, and I actually forgot we had a civic holiday yesterday. So we wish all of you had a really nice and relaxing long weekend, and therefore we are not ready to provide you with all our amazing numbers for the monthly review on the market update. We're going to be doing that next Tuesday, so stay tuned also at 3 p.m. So today we are talking, we are answering questions, and we are also have like a open discussion because of what happened. You notice in the big in the stock market, right, on in the last few days. So to some people this was shocking, and to some this was an excellent opportunity. So that's what I'm doing this analogy because it would be great if we could see at what's happening in real estate right now as the opportunity instead of something that is gonna hinder us in any way. Those who are ready, and now that everything is moving in the US, and people who are ready and are following the market, they have been ready to invest exactly in this precise point and buy cheaper. So what we have now in real estate, and this is especially a conversation for first-time home buyers, because I'm coming from the assumption that probably you have not been following the real estate market for every single year, every month, every day, like Carla and I do. We live this, we breathe it in and out every day. We love this market. So that's why anything that we tell you through our lives, it is based on really hardcore facts. So next time, as we do every month, we're going to pull up our graphs. I'm going to show you what has been happening, excuse me, and what is going to happen in our market, and specifically talking about here in the GTA. Sorry, I need to mute myself. I have something here in my throat.
No worries. Oh.
Sorry for that.
No, it's okay.
Were
It's
you
okay.
able to hear
It
it?
happens.
I thought I muted myself. Oh my goodness. Did I mute myself or not? It was
No, I
worse.
can
I'm
still
so
hear
sorry
you.
for everybody who had to hear that from my little microphones. Anyway, so
No, it
yeah.
happens. It happens. It's the life, right?
Yes, we have been talking, and I have no more liquid in my glass. Yeah, we just finished doing a live in Spanish, so we talked a lot, and now we're doing this one here in English. So why I'm doing this analogy, what is just happening in the US? Everybody right now is just sitting on the fence, expecting what's going to happen next. We have elections in the US in November. Who knows what's going to happen there? We have all these things that just happen in the market. The bonds are right now all over the place. However, everyone who is ready in real estate or in any other kind of market opportunity is ready to jump because it has been studied in the market. And Carla and I, we have been talking, actually, we are sitting in that market here right now, especially talking about the market I know in the GTA. And what are we saying that? Because we know how the market has been behaving, at least for the last 10 years. And it hasn't been behaving like this. Traditionally, all these areas where I trade in have been really a seller's market. And I mean that when you a home comes on the market, you are ready to put offers in 6-7 days. Then you have like a closed envelope auction, which we call it the offer day. And then, the seller has the luxury to select the offer to buy their property that best suits them, right? It could be 5 offers. I've had times that even I have received over 40 offers, regardless. But right now, we are in many communities in a balanced market, and in some niches also we are having even buyers market. What does that mean for you, especially as a first-time home buyer that you have not lived through this process before? It means that you have the power of negotiation. That means that you're not going to be one of the 10 or 40 people sitting on the table for the seller to select. It means that you probably can have a conversation with your seller and talk about your closing date that can benefit both. Both of you can agree on the best selling price instead of you providing something and having the seller to select. Actually, you can have a conversation which we were not able to have that, right, for a long time. So this is an excellent opportunity for you when you are negotiating. Another one, and I would like a lot, Carla, to elaborate on it.
Inventory.
Yeah, I know.
There is more inventory.
There's inventory to select from, because there's no movement. That's a different situation. We're gonna elaborate next Tuesday because there's inventory in some niches there's not. In others it's growing. The buyers are not fully there yet, so we want to encourage you to try. You don't lose anything, and we do understand that you want to be informed first, and that's why we are here doing this live. Send us your questions. And the next thing I wanted to say, beyond the power of negotiation you can have now, is that when you present yourself on the table with the seller with a formal, beautiful pre-approval, it's much better for you to negotiate and convince the seller that you have the power to close on that transaction. And it's where Carla now comes in place, and I would like to elaborate on that a little bit. What exactly is a pre-approval, and what stage during the buying process or not they should try to obtain? Right?
Literally, it should be the first thing that you do before you start to put any offers or anything like that. Because the first thing that we want to make sure is that you are able to afford that home. And also, we want to make sure that all your finances are in place, because one of the things that can delay an approval, remember, there is a pre-approval, one approval before the live approval that they call. One of the things that delays the most, it could be your credit, that there is something that we need to do prior to you actually putting offers. And then number 2, the down payment. We need to make sure that everything is good and you guys are able to start putting offers. There are some people that come and tell me, Carla, I did a pre-qualification with the app from a bank or whatever, and the numbers that you're giving me are not the numbers that this app gave me. I can tell you that those apps do not work. They work, of course, mathematically, they are perfect, but we have to do so much background check in order for you to have a pre-approval, that's why I say they don't work. And sometimes people come and tell me, you know what, Carla, it's 4 times my salary. No, it is not. Depends on so many factors. Depends how much debt do you have, what's your beacon score, what's your credit history, what is your down payment. All of that comes together beautifully to give us a number for your pre-approval. So that's why it's so important and crucial for you to do one before you even start to look at homes.
Yes, I love how you explained all that process. Thank you, Carla. And why is this also? You may say, I'm not really sure I'm ready. And that is the exercise for you to find out in detail how ready you are. And if not, to set up a plan, a short-term, long-term plan, so you can actually get there. Because if you have not done the exercise, you don't know exactly what plan you have to follow. So that's why it's very important. And let's say that you are ready. You are ready and you say, but I'm not sure if I want to start this month. It's August. I'm still on vacations. Does not matter. Because what Carla can do for you, she can lock that number, that interest rate for you up to 120 days, depending on other circumstances. So if the interest rates go up, the market would honor the where you locked it in the lower number. And if they go lower, then they will take that lower number, right? So you have
Yes.
nothing to lose because you don't know if you're going to find that home in August, mid-September, mid-October, and how many are 120 days. That's great.
Yes.
Yes.
And one more thing that I wanted to add to this, when you're holding a rate, Elisa, is that literally, talking about like what happened on Friday, that the markets dropped drastically.
Yeah.
Yesterday also they dropped drastically, and to the point that they were just like, oh my god, this might be actually like, 2008 all over again, or something along those lines. And one of the things that I want to mention here is that we don't have a crystal ball, guys. We don't know if tomorrow the rates are going to go astronomically high, and today is a good day for you to book that rate. So that's why I encourage you to do this, because um, yesterday there was one story that was, writing, saying that the everything was gonna collapse, and today, thanks to IA, the market actually corrected very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So it is mind blowing, because are things that we don't even knew that they could be possible in the past. Many things could have gone to one direction, and it was a little bit easier to predict. We are in an era that everything is at our fingertips, and everything happens pretty fast.
Isn't that
So that's
wild?
why
I
I
know.
know, I know. So that's why I'm encouraging you to make sure that you are prepared. And I read a quote last week that really I have in my mind for since last week, and it says, life without design is erratic. And it's so true. It's so true. If we don't have that design, even for our approvals, everything could be very, very messy for you when you start to put offers. So that's why it's so
Yeah.
important, this part of the transaction.
Yes, that's so well said. I know. And for all the advantages we just mentioned, why if you are thinking about buying your first home, how you have to start, it is because it also will help you just to focus and narrow down exactly those homes that you can afford. So you can
Exactly.
actually know what, and probably you think you can afford less than you can actually can. That also happens. That also has happened. And I have clients calling me, we are not ready. And once that Carla makes the evaluation, they come, you know what? It happens to be that we are, because there are so many variables that an open app on the internet will not be able to take into consideration. There are so many variables that you actually need a human being and mortgage broker behind the
You
scenes
still need a
moving it.
human.
You still need a human. Yeah,
You
that's
still
right.
need a human. guys. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, no, I want the absolute lowest rate. And let me tell you guys that sometimes even going with the absolute lowest rate, if you don't have a plan, is the worst thing that you can do in the long term, because
Yes.
it might be that particular mortgage actually, charges you a lot of penalties in case you want to switch lenders in the middle, or in case you want to sell your
Yeah.
home. You want to make sure that you are prepared for everything. And when I say everything, I mean it. I mean it.
I know, right? Like, guys, I know you don't know in detail this what you know, assuming a mortgage, or if my mortgage is portable, on what are my penalty fees if I break the mortgage with this institution early. Well, it could be anywhere from
Yeah,
3,000, even 30,000. And why?
yeah,
Because anything that
yeah,
is
and
cheap at the long run, like Carla said, in the long run, can end up being very
yes,
expensive. So you need to know
yes.
exactly what
And
your
especially
vision
because the
is.
market is going so fast, and we
Yeah.
don't know what's gonna happen, right? So
Yeah.
so literally having, what I always tell my clients is like, the best conditions are written in the fine print. So make sure that you are aware of all that, and it lines with your whole
Vision,
design.
yeah, what you want to do, right? Because well,
Exactly,
then sometimes I
exactly.
ask my clients questions that they are not sure what I am like asking things in the future. But once you start doing the pre-approval with Carla, you will notice that you actually need to have a mental plan where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years.
Exactly.
And that's not a cliche. We are talking exactly because you will need to know what's going to happen to your property in that frame time. If you want to break the mortgage, if you're going to find a job, or if you're going to move to Vancouver, what is going to happen, right?
Yeah, and it's so many variables that you don't
But
even know
don't, but
what's going to
don't
happen
be
in your
scared.
life.
But
Yeah,
don't be scared. Don't
don't
get
be scared.
overwhelmed, because
Don't,
that's
yes,
that's what we're
we're
doing
just,
here. We're informing,
yes.
and really, Carla and I. That's why I like working with her a lot, because we love our clients to be informed before making any move. I mean, that's crucial, because then you end up satisfied with whatever you did, because it's for many of you is the largest investment that you're gonna do in many years from now, right? That hopefully in the future you'll be able to do more. But right now, as your first home, we understand you have never stepped in it. But that's why we, like here we have so many specialists. Each one of us does a particular job for you to be successful: real estate lawyer, mortgage broker, real estate agent, home inspector. There's so many participants. So we have all that team for you. So don't worry.
Yes, yes, 100%, 100%. Lisa, I love these Q&A sessions, because I feel like they are very specific. But please, guys, send us your questions as well, because we want to make sure that we answer your questions.
Yes. So see you next Tuesday for the market update. Thank you so much, Carla.
Thank you, Elisa. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.